and welcome to Sports Hub. Thank you so much for joining us. Even though I'm sad to announce that after this program, we'll be going on a short recess just to accommodate the World Cup. As you may be aware, the World Cup is kicking off in the next 6 days. It's a big event, and ZNBC will have different programs, so it will be a chance for you to come on board, to come and partner with ZNBC and also promote your products and services. And on our last program today, I'll be featuring a sports leader who is also an actor. He'll be joining me shortly. Make sure you stay with us. My name is Modern Ntapechela Sinkala, Umwana wa Kwiranzi. Feel free to participate on the program by calling 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43. The WhatsApp number is 0955 20 29 04. If you are outside Zambia, it's +260 20 29 04. If you are into Facebook, the page is Sports Hub Facebook page or Modern Sinkala Sports. Let's recap on last week's question. I asked you to tell me which year the Zambia national football team first participated in the Africa Cup of Nations. Which year did the Zambia national football team first participate at the Africa Cup of Nations? Well, I received a correct answer from Kelvin Kabamba, who says Zambia first qualified to AFCON in 1974. So, Kelvin Kabamba from Nakonde. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, very correct. So, Zambia first participated in 1974 and went all the way up to the final. Played in 2 finals. By the way, it was for the first time that Zambia played, the first time that the final of the Africa Cup of Nations was played twice. So the first final, Zambia and Zaire, then it was called Zaire, now it's the Democratic Republic of Congo. They drew 2-2. Then they played later on, 48 hours later, and Zambia lost by 2-0. It was very sad. That was going to be Zambia's first AFCON title. There were players like Akim Musenge, Dick Chama, Dixon Makwaza, all those players, Brighton Sinyangwe. Those now they are senior citizens now, but they did the work for Zambia. So today I'm showing you a photo so that you can identify who those players are. They've done great things for Zambia. Who are those players in that photo? If you are brilliant, or if you are a genius, or if you were there in those days, call me or send a WhatsApp message on 0955 20 29 04 or the number 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43. If you want to be on Facebook, you'll find a post where I'm promoting the guest that we are having today. So just under that post, you can write the answer for the question we've asked today. You identify those 2 players in that photo. Let's look at what happened over the weekend in terms of results. We start with the Midlands Basketball Association MBA League games, which were played at the weekend. In the Super League, it was Hawks 64, Matero Warriors 79. Hawks 64, Matero Warriors 79. LCC Looters 70, Bulldogs 54, Matero Magic 77, Hawks 56, Unza Pacers 59, Matero Warriors 64, Munadi Suns 85, Green Buffaloes 84. In the Feminine League, it was Hotspurs 72, Mystic 42. Magic Sparks 38, Green Buffaloes 91. This was a whitewash. I wonder what is happening to Magic Sparks. They used to be a great team. And Dolphins 60 and Unza Hannies 54. Dolphins 60 and Unza Hannies 54. So those were the games from the weekend. And in terms of the Women's League, the ones that are on top are Green Buffaloes. They have the same points with Dolphins on 21 points apiece. Let's now go to football. In the CAF Women's Champions League, yes, we'll still announce the results even if Green Buffaloes are not there. They were eliminated from the group stages. But the tournament is done, and in the third and fourth playoff, it was Bayelsa Queens of Nigeria 1, Simba Queens of Tanzania 0. So Bayelsa Queens got a bronze medal. In the final, it was Asfar Rabat 4, Mamelodi Sundowns, who are the defending champions, 0. So they've been dethroned. So Mamelodi Sundowns are no longer the champions. The championship has remained in Morocco. And they were saying they are going to squeeze a revenge against the South Africans. Remember, in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, it was Morocco up against South Africa, and South Africa beat Morocco in their own backyard. So this was a revenge in some way, in that the club that won is from Morocco, beating a South African club. In terms of the international women's friendly, Zambia played Colombia on Saturday. Actually, it was Saturday getting into Sunday, and in that game, Zambia lost narrowly by a goal to 0. But Zambia played all the football, but they were not maybe precise enough. But the goalkeeper was also very good. There was a very good chance which fell Zambia's way, and the goalkeeper had to make a triple save for Colombia to survive. But they are playing another friendly match, which will be played on Tuesday, getting into Wednesday. So it's midnight, Tuesday getting into Wednesday. So watch out for that match. We'll see how Zambia will play. But they're preparing for the World Cup, which will be hosted by Australia and New Zealand. Looking forward to that World Cup. So all the best to the Copper Queens. Then we go to the MTN Super League Week 12 results. On Saturday, it was Forest Rangers 1, Nkwazi 0, Zanaco 1, Zesco United 0, Nkana 2, Lumwana Radiance 1. So Nkana recording their second win of the season. And Green Buffaloes 2, Napsa Stars 0, Nchanga Rangers 1, Green Eagles 0, Chambishi 2, Power Dynamos 4. On Sunday, it was Prison Leopards 1 and Red Arrows 1, Cabo Warriors 1, Mastro United Muza 2, Buttecon 0, Kansanshi Dynamos 4. And you know, Cabo Warriors losing at home this season. Out of 12 games, they've only picked up 1 win. And Cabo Warriors fans are saying, no, Chicken, George Rwandamina must go. That's what they are saying. But we'll see what will happen next. Let's go to the second tier now, which is the FAS National Division 1 League Week 12 results. On Saturday, it was Mutondo Stars 1, Konkola Blades 1. Nicholas Musonda scoring for Mutondo Stars and Rafael Sirwimba scoring for Konkola Blades. Kafue Celtic 1, Atletico Lusaka 3. This was a Lusaka derby. Young Green Buffaloes 1, Quito United 0. Livingstone Pirates 1, Zesco Malaiti Rangers 0. Poniso Liseli scoring for Livingstone Pirates. City of Lusaka 3, Jumulo 1. This is a game which we showed live on TV3. Then Trident 1, Aguila Stars 1. Trident drawing at home. On Sunday, it was Bats FC 1, Indeni 1. Christopher Chulu scoring for Bats and Matthew Stolopa scoring for Indeni. Mufulira Wanderers 2, Kafue Eagles 0. This is a game which was shown also on TV3. Evans Musonda and Joseph Mumbi scoring for Mighty Mufulira Wanderers. Lusaka Dynamos 1, Mpulungu Harbor 1. These were the results in the FAS National Division 1 League. So more games will be played on Wednesday and Thursday, and then others will be played over the weekend. So in midweek, it will be week 13. Then over the weekend, week 14 in both the Super League and the National Division 1 League. Let's close the results with the English Premier League week 16 results. On Saturday, it was Manchester City 1, Brentford 2. With this loss, it meant Arsenal were going to open up a 5-point lead. Bournemouth 3, Everton 0, Liverpool 3, Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 4, Leeds United 3, West Ham United 0, Leicester City 2, Newcastle United 1, Chelsea 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Arsenal 2. After this win, Arsenal opened up a 5-point lead. On Sunday, it was Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Aston Villa 2, Fulham 1, Manchester United 2. So those were the results for the weekend. And now I'll be introducing my guest. But before I do that, let's dance to a song done by Kabova. This one is titled Zambia Kuchalo, dedicating it to the Copper Queens who are taking on Colombia on Tuesday.
FIFA proved you Kampala Queens Kuchalo, we are put out of views on 18 put us in 9 million when we are behind you for the very first time. So Zambia has exported copper to the world in form of the Kampala Queens. So Navesu Sport keeping us in the Fudaki Aya. We are behind you. Zambia, we are behind you, we are put out of you. Zambia Kuchalo. That's in the zone, a Kampala Queens zone, I'm going to watch anyone in Tuana. Women's Under 20 World Cup, Costa Rica. 2021 Tokyo Olympics, Japan. 2022 AFCON Morocco. 2020 Philippe Tuana. FIFA World Cup, we are put out of you zone. You have made this story, we are put out of you. Go forward, sport imwe. Twali winner, killing the game, not even at 20. FIFA proved you own. Twaba sona, twali sona, kureba sona, come on. The government is behind you, France is behind you. Mateo Nguruve, Luana, Junior Luana, we are all behind you. Border. Zambia Chaya border. Zambia Chaya border. Zambia against the border. Zambia against the border. Zambia against the border. Banyunye nyuko. Takuria shimu filika musungu. Banyunye nyuko. Bageshi bashani. Shibora border zona. Kampala Queens. Banyunye nyimwe.
Okay, that's Kabova with Zambia Kuchalo, dedicating it to the Copper Queens. It's Copper Queens all the way up to the World Cup. They've qualified for the very first time. But in the meantime, they're playing friendlies and they're playing their next one on Tuesday night around midnight going into Wednesday. So the game will be finishing somewhere around 02 on Wednesday morning. So let's support them. Time for me to welcome my guest in the studio. He is a sports leader. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the OYDC Zambia Sports Development Center. But apart from sports, he's also an actor. For those of you who watch Mpali, he is known by the name of Albert. So he'll be telling us about his life, his career and all that. Thank you very much for coming. You can come and join me here. And he looks sporty. I'll test him on board juggling, you see. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So first of all, we want you to give us your background. Where are you coming from? Who are you?
Wow, okay. I'm from Chinsali.
Oh, okay. Wow, Muchinga.
Okushuma Lubanga.
Kushuma Lubanga.
Mwewa chati Musa Lukanshti. Yeah, well, I actually did school from Chinsali, then finished it up in soccer.
Okay.
At Orange.
That's my hometown.
I know, right? So I Soccer Secondary School, that's where I qualified to get into the University of Zambia. So Yunza, I graduated with a bachelor's degree with a major in psychology and a minor in teaching. And then I started work with Creso. In fact, I was the first employee that Creso employed in 2000.
Right. You're working as what?
I was the one heading the Creso.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So even when the clinics were starting, I was in charge of all the programming. Then I went back to the University of Zambia School of Medicine, okay, to do my public health. Then went somewhere else to do some other postgraduate studies. So I worked for Creso for 14 years. Then I left, I went to Society for Family Health, where I worked for 2 years and went to YMCA as executive director, and that's where I started managing programs related to sports.
Right.
It was at YMCA.
Right.
Yeah.
I first came to know you in sports circles when you became Chief Executive Officer at OYDC.
I know, but you and I at one point were neighbors at some workplaces, you know.
Yes, I was at movie and we were at Creso, just neighbors.
Yeah, but when I left YMCA, that's when I went to OYDC as a Chief Executive Officer. Again, while at OYDC, I was sent to Switzerland to go and study to do a master's degree in managing sports and Olympic organizations.
Okay, but if we get way back when you were young, were you participating in any sports activities? I
was actually a runner.
Oh, okay.
I believe that even at my age, if I just train properly, you can't outrun me.
Now I'm curious to know your age now.
I used to do 100 meters, not long distance, just 100 meters.
I can see. So you're still running even up to now?
Yeah, I do exercise. I do exercise, but obviously with age catching up, you need to be very careful. I do gym work, I do road runs, so I used to run quite fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was that a marathon?
This was an Olympic day at OYDC.
Right.
That was an Olympic day at OYDC, not too long ago, so you can see I still have some body on me.
How many Ks did you do?
I can do between 5 and 10. Okay. Yeah, easy.
Still very physical.
Very easy. And the other thing that I almost forgot, I used to do Shotokan karate. So I went up to black belt. Then when I went into University of Zambia, I couldn't handle the pressure of studies, so I put aside the sports, and that was the end of me doing karate. But I still have something in me.
Right. But it's so strange that you haven't mentioned anything to do with football. I know most boys growing up,
I'll tell you, the only thing I was good at when I was growing up, as far as football is concerned, I wasn't a goal. But because of my height, I just said, let me leave this to my friends who have the height, perhaps maybe even better skill on the field. Yeah.
Okay. So did you at some point think maybe you would go into sports management?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. When I was growing up, the only thing that was on my mind, because of growing up in the village, was becoming a secondary school teacher. you know, because it's a big thing for the kids there, because those are the nearest people they see who look successful. Yeah, so to be a secondary school teacher was what was on my mind. So I left, she started going to soccer. Still, I want to go to University of Zambia. From grade 8, I wanted to go to University of Zambia, get a degree, and become a very good secondary school teacher and produce other kids who will be like me. That's all. Not managing sport. But when I went into university and things started changing, I was enrolled for a degree in teaching, and even though I graduated with a degree in teaching, I did not intend to teach, and that's exactly what happened. I went into an NGO. From there I went back, now this time to the School of Medicine, to do a public health course. You know, so that was already a change of my career.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you heard there was a vacancy at OYDC, and OYDC is to do with sports, how did you gain that interest?
So, very interesting. You'll be surprised. They didn't mention where the vacancy was. This was a recruitment agency. They just said, our client is looking for somebody who is like this and this and this. And the things they described are the exact things that I was doing at YMCA. So I said, okay, why don't I give this? By then, I was a few months after leaving YMCA. So I applied, and I was invited for an interview. Okay, it was a very lengthy interview. 2 people were interviewing me, and quite a crowd of other people were lining up to get interviewed as well. That was the first interview. A few weeks later, second interview. Now there was a crowd of people interviewing me, like about 10 representing so many stakeholders. And I was like, oh, it's getting scared. Yeah, so that was the second interview. I got interviewed. Then I went, took more than 1 month. Then I was called for the third interview. And I was alone this time around.
Wow. It was a vigorous interview process.
Yeah, it was. It was very vigorous. Some people thought somebody found me that job. I was like, you have no idea what I went through to get that job. It wasn't easy. Very exciting in the beginning.
But they were only asking you about the managerial things and nothing to do with sports.
No, of course they were asking me. I mean, when you go as an administrator of that institution, don't expect questions like who is going to qualify. No. OYDC is principally a provider of sports facilities. Okay, and the manager who is in charge of those facilities must know how to maintain them, you know, and must also know how to find money to maintain those facilities principally and manage the people. Okay, we run developmental programs as just, we can't just sit there. We need to do something for the community, because nowadays sports federations are not doing a lot of developmental programs because they're focused at professional and elite sport. So we took that up. But principally, OYDC is supposed to make available sports facilities to all stakeholders, athletes, national federations. And so we are looking for a manager who should manage these facilities sustainably. And that means that if you're going to spend 10 kwacha in utilizing this facility, 10 kwacha must come out so that I can repair what that patron damaged.
Right.
Yeah. So
how was it for you, or how has it been for you from the time you joined OYDC?
It has been a roller coaster of ups and downs, or what somebody might go check at vicissitudes. First and foremost, when I joined OYDC, I mean, like a lot of other institutions, the picture was very gloomy in the beginning. You know, the debts were up the mountains, and the banks here were shouting, we want our money, and these other creditors like service providers. So it wasn't easy. In fact, I almost left after 3 months.
Almost gave up.
Yeah. But I looked at the situation, I'm like, come on, I've been here before. Look, when I went to YMCA, the situation was the same, and I wasn't running away. So stayed in there, and things started improving slowly by slowly. And you know, I joined at the time when the strategic plan was just formulated, you know, which was focusing on financial sustainability, and that was the biggest issue for YDC then. Yeah, so members of staff had this, when I took over, 7 months, 7 months unpaid salaries, coaches almost 10 to 11 months, you know, a lot of other service providers have not been paid for quite a long time. But slowly by slowly, with the dedication and the diligence, prudence, cost management, cost control, we managed to get out of that less than 1 year from, I took over in April 2018. By March, February, March, we are now...
You joined in 2018?
2018, April.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but by the following year, February, March, we're out of most of these issues.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now there are no problems of arrears.
What? No, how? No.
Workers are satisfied. No one is complaining.
They are very happy. They are very happy. I'm not saying that we're perfect. No, but I think there are certain problems that you don't need to move along with you. No. We still have issues. We need to continue, and this is why we need management. We need support from the corporate world. But to say we are perfect would be too much praising ourselves. Yeah. But workers first priority. In the past 5 years, you've never heard workers going on the media to complain. But this used to happen. Even the first few months when I took over, they used to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of your achievements, you've mentioned you dismantled the debt which you found.
Yeah.
And then at least you tried to maintain the inflow in terms of the salaries people are getting paid. What are the other achievements that you've scored in the last 4 years?
Let me mention that first and foremost, all these things could not have been possible if we didn't get the support and the guidance from the board of OYDC, which was also just getting in when I was getting in. You know, so both the board and myself, we started at the same time. They've been very supportive, extremely supportive. Without them, I think would still be lost. Some of the other things that we have managed to things we can boast about, if I may say so, is the fact that the lodge, which is the cash cow of OYDC, is functioning at optimum capacity. You know, we are also happy that most of the times we always have athletes who are camping, and we get these finances either from NOC, National Sports Council, or federations, or even the government. Right now, Region 5 athletes are camped at OYDC. That is an income, okay? Yeah, but also it means that we had to spend quite a little to upgrade the beds, the rooms of that lodge, put in air cons, put in fridges, put in satellite TV to ensure that the athletes don't complain next time they're brought there. Also hire professional chefs, you know, to cook for these people, maintain and service or repair some of the broken down kitchen equipment. Because obviously they were bought in 2010, they are too old, so just buying new ones is very expensive, but what we can just repair for now, and this is how we are managing. In terms of sports facilities, as you know, they are very expensive. I think even repairing one cannot come from a budget, the budget of OYDC. You know?
Some circles were questioning, saying, when it was opened, yes, everything was new, but nothing has been replaced. Things are just wearing out. But
people must know that just repairing one running track at OYDC, it's not less than 10 million kwacha. You know,
what?
That is, and I think that is even an understatement. It's way more than that. That's the running track. Now, the football pitch, to put this Astro turf, the carpet on that one, we're talking about another $300,000. Okay, the same as the hockey field. The cost of repairing the running track is the same as repairing the outdoor court. So I find the volleyball, the basketball, the netball, the handball, and the tennis. It's extremely expensive. We're happy that during this period, we also managed to get assistance through the National Olympic Committee of Zambia, assistance from ANOCA, Association of National Olympic Committees in Africa, to refloor the multi-purpose hall. And so that is going to receive a new floor as well.
Okay. You've thought to find partners who can come on board and maybe supplement that?
In Zambia?
Yes.
We tried, but remember, 2018, okay, we're trying to get out of these issues, and so the mind was in saving OYDC, because one of the banks was up against grabbing the titles of OYDC. So that was the focus. We managed to do that, and the moment we are trying now to refocus ourselves, get back to the strategic plan in 2019, by the end of 2019, COVID struck. So 2020, 2021, nothing happened. Every corporate entity was saying, there's COVID. Even if there was no COVID, they were still going to say no, but there was COVID. Now, it's there, but it's not really a big issue that people can use it as an excuse. So we've gotten back. Unfortunately, our strategic plan has come to an end. So we are now developing a new one that is more aggressive than the one that we just coming to conclusion with. It's more aggressive. It's going to focus on facility maintenance as well as high performance sport. Remember, we've been focusing on environmental sport, mass participation. That will be one leg will be there, but the right leg will be in high performance sport as well as maintenance of facilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us the mandate for OYDC and who is eligible to come there, and are there any successful stories that you can tell and say, this person was here and now look at where they are?
Everyone who is active in a sport, as long as that sport is an Olympic sport, was at OYDC. Okay. The mandate of OYDC.
Does that include, I can see that's Patson Daka
Yeah, those are
and
the Celtics product. The Celtics home ground was OYDC.
Ah, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so the mandate of OYDC, like remember I even mentioned it earlier, to provide sports facilities to all stakeholders, local athletes, international athletes, sports federations, the government, NOCZ, National Sports Council, sustainably. One on the other side. The other side, using these facilities to run our own programs so that we can give a chance to that kid in Matero who otherwise would not have access to such a facility if there was no OYDC. And so we now employ 11, 12 coaches as OYDC right now on our payroll who are running the Tooling Youth Sports Challenge and pay these coaches some allowance, not a salary, some allowance, at least just to make them come and carry something home as well. And from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So that is about it, developmental sport. And this has been running since 2010. My colleague Clement Chireshe was in charge of OYDC then, and it has been successful every year. And so from 2010, and remember it takes about 10 years to train an Olympic winning athlete. We are already past 10 years. So we must start seeing medals now. And we've started seeing signs and symptoms of such medals. You mentioned 10 years, but I don't think it took 10 years to develop Muzala Samkonga, who is an Olympic. No, but you know what? Where was he?
I don't know.
Before you must ask yourself, where was he? Where was he this year? And where was Rhoda? Yeah. They were somewhere being manufactured. Yeah, they may not have been at OYDC, but they were being manufactured. Yeah. We know Sydney was on a copper belt. When he moved to Osaka, he camped at OYDC. Muzara has been at OYDC. Right now he's at OYDC, you know. It takes a long time. And so we believe, we know, even quite a lot of girls in the national team right now were at OYDC, belonging to the football club at OYDC. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that there's no player in any Olympic sport in Zambia who has never benefited from OYDC in one way or the other. Right. Yeah.
So apart from the facilities wearing out, do you experience any vandalism? Because OYDC is surrounded by Matero, Mandevu, and is it SOS on the other side?
That is a thorn in our necks. So from the beginning, I think my colleague Clement was there can attest to this, that one of the biggest problems that OYDC had, and probably still has, is that the community around has not appreciated the importance of sport in their lives. Okay, it's now after Muzala and all these medals flying into the country that now parents are coming, we want our children to start this. We want our children to start this. But they have vandalized the community around, and I'm not saying every member of the community, they're just those small pockets of thieves in the community who used to come at OYDC, still even manhole covers, drainage covers, empty. All the drainage covers are gone. They've sold to the metal dealers. You know, they have stolen all these things, GoPro sometimes. So what we did in 2019, we said we need to build a fence around the whole center. And that's what we did. More than a kilometer of a fence, covered from the hockey field, around the swimming pool, in front of FAS Technical Center, around again, behind the running track, into the tarmac, going to Matera.
And after that,
Problems reduced, because now everyone could enter just from one side.
Okay.
Yeah, because now, before they used to enter from everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
so you can't tell who is coming for sports and who is coming to steal.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what you see. But now we seem to be better. Yeah, a few issues, cases of theft here and there, but I think it has reduced now.
Okay. There's also something that happened under your reign. Previously, it used to be called Olympic Youth Development Center, and now you call it OYDC Zambia Sports Development Center.
Yes.
Quite a long name.
Yes, quite a long, but just call it OYDC.
Okay.
Because that's what people know it. OYDC. Even if the OYDC letters don't stand for Olympic Youth Development Center anymore, just the name. Excuse me. It's a name, and that's what people know. Okay. So what happened was, in 2018, I started engaging the International Olympic Committee of Zambia about them giving us more support financially. Otherwise, OYDC was going to go bankrupt. They refused. And they said, you have to find local partners to help you. And then I said, how can I find local partners when I'm carrying the word Olympic, in my name, and I'm carrying the rings with me? Because you don't allow a non-Olympic Games sponsor to associate themselves with the rings. So I said, okay, then we're giving permission to rebrand. And that's how we rebranded. So we removed the word Olympic from our name, and we got rid of the rings.
Okay.
Yes, from our logo and all our marketing collateral. And that's how the name OYDC Zambia Sports Development Center was born. But still, just OYDC is enough.
Okay,
yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's branch off a bit from OYDC. But before that, I can see you're wearing a Manchester United cap.
Yes.
Are you a Man U fan?
A big fan, and I bought this from the Old Trafford, by the way.
Ah!
Not from Kamwara.
Okay. Wow.
Are you?
Let me hear from the director. Is the cap okay, or maybe subtracting his face? Is it okay?
I can remove it. I would expect that.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah, I can remove it.
Okay. So, but you are a Man U fan?
I am a Man U fan.
Okay.
Outside the country, but within the country, I'm Zanako.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. I thought maybe because Man U won at the weekend, so now you're proud even to
But you know,
brand.
being in my office, I have probably so many jerseys of different teams. One of the first jersey, quality jersey that is worn by players at Chelsea was donated to me by a Chelsea sponsor who are also based in Zambia. So they brought a full kit. Well, why would I refuse? So I've got a Chelsea, original Chelsea jersey in my wardrobe. Then I went to Barcelona. Was one of these meetings, sports management meetings. So at the Camp Nou, and hey, you can't go into Camp Nou and come out with a jersey, you know. So I've got one again. And which other one? I think those.
Okay. So from the time you got into sports management, are you happy? Have you got an interest in sports?
Too much interest. In fact, my latest PhD is in sports marketing, and I want to believe that's the only PhD in that area in Zambia.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how much interest. So even if I left OYDC today, I think I'll still continue doing it in my own way, consulting on helping different institutions who are involved in sport on raising money and how they can survive. Yeah.
Right, right. So the doctorate that you have is in medicine, no, public health?
Public health.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. But you also, you do acting as well.
Yeah.
At what point did you get interest in acting? So you are called Albert in Mpali. How did this come about?
That's the most prominent role, but I've done a lot of Zambezi magic roles that you may not have seen. But in primary school in Chinsari, I used to dance culture.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but when I went to secondary school at Isoka, that's when I became very active in acting, extremely active, to the point where I was almost expelled from school.
Talking about dancing, I can see where you're demonstrating some dances there.
Yeah, so I was almost expelled from school because we went to act at Mwenzo Girls, you must know Mwenzo, in Nakonde, without the permission of the head teacher. So when you got back, we were almost packing. And what am I going to tell my parents? I'm getting expelled because of acting. Yeah, but we continued, were forgiven. Then came to Unza, had a break. Then came to Creso, Go Center. I started acting again at Go Center. And I don't know if you remember, but some of the first productions, before even Banja came on Movie TV, came Litovia Studio Productions, where I was main acting with Sandy Banda the late. Backfire, House Divided, and a few other productions. Yeah, school took over and work took over, and there was no TV station that was really paying for actors. So I said, let's put this aside until Zambezi Magic came. And so the first appearance on Zambezi Magic for me was Makofi. I don't know if you had that military face.
Yes, we are going to see it.
Yeah.
We'll see it.
So that was an act in Makofi. I was acting as
and that's you.
Yes, that's me.
What was your role there?
So I was a retired commando hired to go and rescue a kidnapped woman. With guns and everything and all the martial arts. Remember I told you as a...
Oh yes,
so that was Shotokan. That worked very well. So that was the first, and of course immediately after that's season 2. But at the end of season 1, then I went to Mpali. So Mpali, the intention was to appear just for 1 or 2 episodes, but I think the channel appreciated what I did, and I really appreciate as well for that. So they said, no, let's keep him longer, and I've been there from season 4. This is season 5. The role looks like it's permanent, and I'm enjoying myself. I've been also on Mungoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
1 episode as a father to Naomi, the daughter, the owner of Mungoma company.
Right. So you're enjoying yourself acting and.
So I know, and I know the question. The other question you want to ask is, so how do you manage?
That's the question, and yeah. But first, give us the scenario, especially in Mpali, where you are the father to Manida, and
so that's the biggest role I'm doing so far. I'm the father who never knew he had a child. Okay, so way back, maybe 25 years ago, my role, which is me, I was going out with Mwiza Katongo. Who perhaps he saw that there's a man called Inguzu who has more money than Albert, so she ran away to go and marry this man. Want to discover that she's not the only wife. I remained alone looking for Mwiza until I lost interest in women, not knowing that when she went, she had a pregnancy for Albert. So fast forward, Manida has grown up. She's pregnant. She has aborted. She's in hospital. She has lost the kidneys because of the drug she took to abort. And no one else's kidney can match. And Mwiza remembers there is a father. Comes to go Albert, you have a daughter for you. What? But the problem is she's in hospital. She needs a kidney. Straightforward, gave a kidney. It was a perfect match. Yeah, so that's where we are, and then I said I'm not going to let go of my daughter, so that's where the fight is.
Great. Yeah, now coming to that question, how are you managing the 2 roles? And some people are saying, no, I think you've given prominence to acting as opposed to OYDC. OYDC has been neglected and is suffering.
It's because they are seeing me every day on TV, and so they think I act every day. Meanwhile, I work at OYDC every day, 8 to 17, sometimes more than that. Sometimes I wake up to midnight at OYDC. Meanwhile, when I go to shoot, if you watch properly, like tomorrow, I might be in 1 or 2 scenes. That's it. To shoot a scene takes 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes 5 minutes, but because it's a
But
1
you know
hour.
those rehearsals take one action.
What rehearsals? We are professionals now. You get a script today, and oh, by the way, the other thing is that everyone must know is that I get leave every day. Sorry, every week, once a day, once a week. Like this Thursday, I'm getting leave to go and shoot. Sometimes I will shoot maybe from 9 to 12 in the afternoon. I go to work. I've recorded in the HR file that I've taken half a day leave. Next week, I get another leave, so I get a full day. Everything properly documented. So when you get a script today, you go through, if you're lucky, maybe 2-3 episodes, but one scene in each. You go through, you go there. Everyone has gone through. The moment they say, guys, are you ready? Yes. Go through, you go through within 1-2 minutes, let's shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no conflict whatsoever. You're managing
not at all. It's just
properly.
that when people are watching, they'll think, this must be a lot of work. Or they shift it to go and shoot. What is happening with OYDC? But anytime you want to see me, you'll find me at OYDC. You start asking, what time do you shoot?
Okay. Right. I'm happy that you've clarified the issue, because people are worried that OYDC was suffering.
Guess what? I'm one person. I resigned from Creso. Okay, for personal reasons. I resigned from Society for Family Health. For personal reasons. When I noticed that these things are not in what I want to do, I have to leave. YMCA, we differed with the leadership. Yeah. Even at OYDC, I will reach a point where I have to say, I think I'm putting more effort here. It's not working here. I have to go.
Okay.
That's how professional we have to grow.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So how long do you wish to continue acting?
I don't intend to stop. I don't intend to stop acting. If I stop acting, it means I'll be managing actors. It means I'll be producing. Okay. Meanwhile, I can't specialize in sports management and stop doing sports. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at the future of OYDC. What do you wish to see happen to that institution?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to see all the outdoor facilities renovated. I'm happy to know, as you know by now, that the running track will be renovated by the government to prepare it for the junior Africa Championships, athletics
under 18 and under 20.
Under 18,
so that's
under
a blessing
20,
in disguise.
Yes. So I really appreciate the government for coming through for OYDC. And once this is done, which is going to be done between December and January, once this is done, we'll fence that facility. Whoever wants to use it, they have to book, get the keys, lock themselves, and we have to inspect the kind of shoes they'll be using. Come the dry season, we have to water that facility every single day until the rain season. That's what we never used to do. And that's why it cracked.
Right.
Yeah, and of course we want to see that all the facilities get a facelift.
Yes,
and we'll get back to where we need.
Basketball, netball,
everything is gone.
tennis,
we need to get back to where we can call ourselves a regional hub once again.
Do you receive any foreign athletes coming to train from OYDC?
Even coming to camp? Yes, yeah. Okay. Mozambique is about to come. Botswana is about to come. South Africa and Zimbabwe, they just left. They had a korfball tournament. And
they don't complain when they find dilapidated?
No, it depends on what they're coming for. It depends on what they're coming for. Let me tell you this. Those facilities, we say they are dilapidated. In some places, that is the cream. You understand? That is the cream in some places. The same hall where we are saying we are replacing the floor. That's the same hall that they were hosting the international korfball tournament. It just finished yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me something from the kids that are listening or watching this program. How do they access OYDC? Do they have to pay something? What's the procedure?
No, they don't have to pay something, but not everyone can just walk in and say, I've come to use OYDC. No. There's a system. Okay. We do have 11, 12 now, 12 sports codes where we have employed coaches. Okay, let me see if I can name a few of them. There's football, there's beach volleyball, there's basketball, handball, netball, taekwondo, judo, boxing, tekball, rugby, hockey. I'm remembering two. Yeah.
tennis.
No, it's not. It's
no
not.
longer
It's
there.
not. We have the facility, but it's not yet added.
Okay.
Remember, we've been added incrementally because we couldn't just add everything at a go. We need to do it sustainably. Yeah. So a kid must come and say, "Hey, do you have athletics?" I tell the kid, "No, we don't have athletics, but next year or something like that." Okay, something. So they come, and if they have a talent and we know we can benefit from them, we have to put them under trial. If the coach likes them and we have space, we get them. And every year we graduate these kids. We hand them over to federations. We get some other kids. They don't have to pay, but we do have academies in karate. Talking about karate, we do have academies in soccer, and there's another sport code where we have an academy now. This means it's a fee paying facility where they pay $250 or $300 per month. And then they give them even extra attention compared to what everyone else is receiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I know you are not a failure and you've never failed wherever you've gone. Let's see if you pass my test.
Don't tell me to juggle. I can't. Okay, let me do kata one in karate.
You have to do something that you don't do usually. So the boy is there. Let's see how best. Since you said you never played football.
More than you played football, I know.
No, but I think I played as a goalkeeper at school. I remember I played as and I was very good.
Okay, I'll be a goalkeeper.
So goalkeeper, no, you have to juggle the ball. So, and the time starts now. So where should it be? Somewhere here? Okay, so yeah. Okay,
at least the viewers know that I said it. I've never played soccer. I did karate. I can do karate right now. If that's what you want.
No, let's start.
No. If you have time,
then you can do some.
Can't I do some goalkeeping?
No, just ball juggling. You want to see how many you do?
No, I can't.
Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've tried. Others have come here and have only done 1. And you've even done 3. So we have to end here. I was featuring Dr. Fredrick Chitangala, who is the CEO for OYDC Zambia Sports Development Center. And he is also an actor. He's acted in Mpali, Makofi, and which one?
Mungoma.
And Mungoma. So he's the one we are hosting. So for now we are going on recess, but I would want to hear from you. Give me the responses. The picture that we had shown you earlier on, who are those 2 footballers? I'm sure when we come back next time when we'll be live, after the World Cup, obviously, the World Cup is ending on the 18th of December, and we'll be back on the 19th with another guest. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Modern Sinkara. Goodbye.